All right, we're back at it. I'm still waiting for my hands to dry. It's the next day. I worked till like 3 o'clock in the morning on this. The first parts of this video, and just make sure you. It's one thing I like to do is make sure my hands. There's no oils on my hand or anything. And come back in, kind of reestablish my work area and get my pencils in order. That's the sand, cream, eggshell. We don't want that right now. All right. Electric blue. Yes. All right. And dark brown. Oh, yes. Oops. Bumped it. Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, it's like I'm still coming in and pushing and pulling here. This is probably something people are just going to scroll forward, whatever, swipe. But I don't have that luxury. I've got to plow through. Got to go back and review the video and look at some things. And so I forgot to do my my 30-minute timer on the last one. So it ended up being like an hour video. So hopefully I'll be able to edit that. Excuse me. Pushing some of this. I'm just go ahead and start defining some of these areas here. Basically, it's probably just going to be a glaze right through here. It's going to get darker. Need to lighten my. It's like every time I get in here, I gotta loosen up a little bit. I always start off a little stiff. It's basically still working out the values, pushing and pulling. That's the name of the game here. We need to define this ear. Gets kind of mixed up with that background area right through here. This is kind of choppy. So I just want to make sure I define that really good. Maybe you can go in and lighten that up a little bit. There. Add a little bit more flesh to it. Get some pencil sharpened up here. That's probably should be hair, like a sideburn right there. I guess he doesn't really have them. I guess the Vikings do a little trim job right there or something. There we go. Continue down this glazing. This is the part where I was talking about earlier. I'm not really working with sand, and I'm not really working with dark brown. I'm working with what this is mixing into right now. And you can see it's not that sandy blonde color. It's taking on more of a brownish tone. So that's what we got, what we're dealing with. Some of this I'm just gonna let kind of fade off, because whenever someone is viewing this picture, there's really not a focal point. None of this is going to matter too much down here. What's here, it seems that background being all blurry and everything. This is like the focal point is like this area here. So a lot of this right here, we don't have to go super hyper realistic or anything. We don't want it to be too cartoony, but we really don't have to define too much here. And we want to, the armor is going to get some looks, you know, it's going to get a glance through, and then your eye is going to be, I want your eye to get pulled back up here. So I don't want anything too interesting in these areas here. Maybe like right here in the armor, something interesting that'll, you look, your eye comes down and you go back up, kind of thing. So it took me forever to figure that out. I used to hear, you know, different instructors and people that did drawing and stuff talk about, you know, controlling somebody else's eye, and I always was like, whatever, just do the, but as I've progressed, I've started to realize that, you know, there is a little something to that. There is a flow to a picture, and it's very hard to grasp. When I was young, it was very, very hard. I was like, yeah, you're just making stuff up. I don't know what you're talking about. And you know, just trying to make yourself seem more important, like you can actually, you know, you're going to control someone's eye and move them around the page. But as I started to look at more pictures more closely, you know, of different artists from the Renaissance and things like that, it's like, man, they just had this gorgeous area, and you would look and see something, and then, but if you really took a closer look, it's like, that's like nothing. It's really faded. Your mind's eye will set up that that's what that is. And I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it is a fact. It is something in art that is there. Your eye will move and flow, and it'll make up stuff that's not there. Like all these little dots and stuff that I did. It kind of gives you a license to be more carefree. It really loosens you up, and you're like, well, I really don't have to worry about this too much. I'll put something over here, and then I'll let the viewer's eye make up what it is, and I don't have to go into too much detail. Like right here, I want this from this little, like this square picking out, I want that to be pushed back, but not so much this part of it. Maybe I want to push this back right here. Yeah, kind of push that out of the way there, push it up underneath there. Same over here, a little bit darker over everything. That's right, to about right there, and put some lines here. Just thinking out loud, trying to, you know, what's going on in my brain as far as why is this pencil doing what it's doing, why is he doing that. I think that's important to get inside the brain of whoever you're being instructed by. You know, I can't stand when someone says, just do this, and you're just like, well, why are you doing that? Why did you put that there? I think it's important to understand that, question it. Okay, I can take this a little darker right here. And there we go. Start pulling some of this. going back to what I was saying earlier about, you know, we're not using dark, we're not coloring with dark brown, we're coloring with whatever this, like right now it's in this red. I'm changing red. So I'm not really using this dark brown, it's whatever that color is. And a lot of people say, I always say that, a lot of people say, but one of the things people learn from doing art or listening to other artists, instructors and stuff, oh, don't use too much black in your drawing. And I'm breaking out my black. So with that said, in the lesson on, I'm not coloring with black. I'm not doing black. I'm doing whatever this mixes into, you know. So if you start thinking of it like that, it's easier to come in with a really bold, definite color like black, and start doing some stuff. I usually want to be a lot closer. I don't know if this is going to allow me to do this, but what I want to do is I want to push a little bit more in some areas, and the dark brown is not going to be what I want to mix in. I want to mix in black. I want to get some more deeper value and start defining some different areas, like the shadow over here and what's behind all of this. Right now it's just a really dark area, but I want it darker, because these light areas really don't mean much without something dark next to it. It's not doing any, it's not making it pop any. I really need this black into the color, like in this ear, that defining line right there. See how this right here is kind of, this and this are kind of close? Well, I don't want that. I want this here to be something else. I want it to be darker. Stick it back there more. So I really want this to do something else. And the only way I'm going to get that is if I do something down here. Really hung up on this area. When I get like this, I usually just start toning down, start taking it down some. And you can come in with gray if you wanted to tone this down. You come in with some grays, and that's fine. I just rather use this right here. And I'll redefine some of my red. About to lose this pencil, huh? trying to flow it down. Get all this in there. It's just a slow, slow process, adding more and more and more and more and more. This chapter is called the Blood Chapter. Just trying to make some more bold lines in there, defining a little bit more of the areas, because we really haven't done much with this area up here. This pencil's like killing my hand. I need to if anybody's ever worked with a small pencil, you know it needs to be up here. Cool. Let's see if I should have another one of these somewhere. I'll be right back.